Hey, my little Americans. Welcome back. This week is basically America Week. We're still working on the Map, of course. And America is such a big country because as we studied yesterday about the American flag, our American flag is a symbol of our past and where we are now and our future of our country. And remember that America started with 13 tiny little baby colonies, is what they were called. They weren't called states yet. And those are represented in our 13 stripes on our flag. And then here we have our 50 stars, which now represent our 50 states. And this, of course, is what the United States looks like. And we, of course, only live in one of those states. We live in California, but our United States is big and beautiful and is full of 50 different states that we could visit. So we talked a lot about the American flag, and these pages, again, were in your American Symbols book. So like I told you earlier, if you've already done it, then don't worry about it. You can just watch for fun. If you want to do it again, I know some of you have printed it out again and are doing it with me. This is my only copy, so I can't write on it. I don't have a copy machine at my house. So I have been doing most things on a poster. But these are 4 main symbols of America. As you get older, you will learn about so many more. But in first grade, we want to focus on 4 that we really see a lot or hear about a lot. And if we're in the classroom, I have lots of real pictures to show you of these things. Unfortunately, in my home, I don't. So there are 4. We already did the American flag yesterday, but today we're going to talk a little bit about the Statue of Liberty, the bald eagle, and then the Liberty Bell. And unfortunately, I don't have my pictures here of the Liberty Bell. The Liberty Bell is pretty fascinating though, because when back in 1776, when America finally became its own country, our birthday is July 4th, 1776. That's when America considers its birthday to be. Well, on July 8th, there was going to be a public reading of the Declaration of Independence. Now, that's some big words, but remember, the Declaration of Independence was kind of like America's rule book, saying we are our own country. This is what we believe in. And there was going to be a public reading, which means some people were going to read it out loud for many people to hear I believe they were in Pennsylvania at the time. And this bell was going to ring to tell people when to come. This was a huge event back then. And when they rang the bell, after they rang the bell, it cracked. And it was kind of became this big symbolic moment of that it rang that first time to ring out freedom. And then after that, it cracked. And they tried to have it mended to then ring again, but forever and ever it would crack. So they almost took it as a sign of magic that it rang out to say, you know, we are free, we are America. And so now it is just a symbol of that ringing of freedom. And so there's 3 spaces to fill in. And the first one is bell, which is this arrow right here is pointing to the bell. The next one says yolk, which is kind of funny because it's like an egg yolk. Oh, I'm sorry. You probably cannot even see this. It's so far away. Let me try to scoot you forward. There you go. That's a little bit better. Yolk is the middle word. This is the yolk right here. It's kind of like the bell stand. And then the crack, obviously, is right here. Okay? So that's the Liberty Bell when you go to fill that out. The one on top of it here is the bald eagle. And I actually have a short book to read with some pictures of bald eagles for you. The bald eagle is a symbol of our country. The bald eagle is protected by law. It cannot be hunted. The bald eagle is a strong bird. The United States is a strong country. The bald eagle flies free. The people of the United States are free. The bald eagle reminds us of our country. And this is the Great Seal of our country. It's on, I believe, the floor of the United States President's office. And it can be seen on a lot of official United States documents. So you see that bald eagle right there in the middle. And on our bald eagle paper, there are 3 words for us to fill in: talons, beak, and wings. So I'm sure you know what the beak is. I'm sure you know what the wings are. These then would be the talons. And on this, it's sort of a cartoon bird. Talons are actually the claws. So if you want, I would draw little claws on the ends of the bald eagle's feet. And it was chosen just basically because of the way it looks so strong. It looks so regal. And it is protected by law because it is our country's national bird. And it was chosen because it is so strong. And we are such a strong country. And then it is so free and beautiful. And of course, America is known for its freedom. So that was our next one. And then our last one for today is the Statue of Liberty. And she stands in the New York Harbor, which on our map, New York is all the way over here. So she stands out in the Atlantic Ocean. So when we talk about from sea to shining sea, we've got the Golden Gate Bridge out here in the Pacific Ocean, from sea to shining sea, all the way to the Statue of Liberty in the Atlantic Ocean. So that's partly what we're going to be reading about and doing tomorrow. The Statue of Liberty. Look, there she is. Her name is Liberty. Do you see the torch? It stands for freedom. So she carries a torch in her hand, and that's one of your words. That's your second word on here. So there's her torch up there. So that's where you would write torch. Long ago, people in France made the statue. She was a gift to the people of the United States. So I want you to look at this because they made her in France, but they actually shipped her to the United States in pieces, like a giant puzzle in a bunch of boxes. And then the people of the United States basically unwrapped all these presents and had to put this statue together. She stands on her own island. People coming to the United States were glad to see her. She makes the United States proud. So the other words in your word bank are tablet and crown. And here you see her crown. And she has 7 spikes on her crown. And those 7 spikes are set to represent the 7 different continents of the world. And then she has a tablet. And her tablet is right here. A tablet's like a book. That's what it was known for before it was becoming your iPad or your game device. It was a book. And if you look closely on her tablet, which you can't see in this book, but you might be able to see online if you look her up, is her tablet says July 4th, 1776. It has our birthday on it. And she was such a big deal because we helped out France during a war. And so France wanted to repay us with a gift. And they decided to repay her with Lady Liberty, to repay us with Lady Liberty. And she basically means freedom. And she stands in the New York harbor with her torch, and her torch is supposed to light the way for ships coming across the ocean to find America and to find a new home in America. So she's sort of a symbol of welcoming, because most people in America didn't start out here. Our ancestors came from other countries all over. We read about that. That's why they call America the melting pot, because we're kind of a bunch of different people from all over the world, from all over her crown, and we've all come to America at some point in our life. I was born and raised here. My parents were born and raised here, but my great-great-grandparents came from different places around the world. So she is a symbol of welcoming newcomers to our country. And she stands out there in the ocean, and she's just beautiful. If you ever get a chance to go, she kind of takes your breath away because you see her in pictures, but then she's just the prettiest thing. Another fun fact about her, because she looks like she's this greenish color, she's actually made out of copper, which is the exact same metal that a penny is made out of. So when she first arrived in those boxes to America, her coloring was that of a penny. However, when you stand out in the ocean, that ocean air, the water is salt water. And when the wind blows and the air and the salt and the water all mix together, that air turns copper that greenish color. So she did not begin as green, but over the years she has turned that color. So it's pretty amazing. So these are just some of our symbols of our great country, and of course you can look up more on your own. You can look up videos on them. We would have actually done these pretty quickly in the classroom as well. Like I said, I would have had some more pictures, and you would have gotten to read these books on your own instead of me read them to you. But we're going to finish the rest of the week with reading a couple more books of songs that we sing that talk about America. And then our project for this, it was going to be the first time I ever did it with the class. I was so excited, which I'm going to start working on, is our From Sea to Shining Sea picture. And what it's going to be is from the Pacific to the Atlantic, from the Golden Gate Bridge to the Statue of Liberty. So it's going to be pretty awesome. I'm excited. So I miss you guys, and I love you, and I wish we were learning about this together, but we're not. So hopefully you're enjoying doing these at home, and I'll see you tomorrow. There's no place like home.